I opened the door, and there he was, naked, dripping, and perfect. I couldn't help myself. Welcome back to my channel. I appreciate your support. Truly. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We drop stories daily that will leave you breathless. Now let me ask you, if you accidentally walked in on someone forbidden, someone you're not supposed to want, but you did, what would you do? Because that's how mystery began. My name is Lisa. I'm 39, confident, successful, and married to a man I once believed was my forever. Well, live in a large, sleek house in the suburbs of New Jersey. My husband Brian is older, stable, focused, and the CEO of our family business. Together, we built an empire. But here's where it gets complicated. Brian has a son from a previous marriage, Josh. 20, tall, athletic, bright-eyed, with a smile that could melt steel. He moved in with us during his summer break. At first, it treated him like any normal stepmom would, respectful, kind. Nothing more, but own morning changed everything. It was early, maybe around 6:30 a.m. I just finished my morning run and was heading upstairs to grab a towel and hit the shower. I opened the bathroom door without knocking. The steam hit me first. Then he did. Josh standing there, soaked, water trickling down, his toned back, his skin warm and flushed from the heat. He turned around, shocked, covering himself quickly. I'm sorry, I gasped, but I didn't leave. I don't even know why I stood there. Maybe it was the way the droplets clung to his skin. Maybe it was the way he looked at me, caught between shock and curiosity. Or maybe it was something buried inside me. A hunger I hadn't felt in years. Lisa, he said, eyes wide. I didn't know you were in here, I replied softly. I could have walked out, I should have, but I didn't. Instead, I stepped closer. He didn't stop me. My fingers brushed his, arm warm, firm. He shivered. So did I. There was a silence, a charged, dangerous silence, and then it happened. Our lips met, hesitant at first, then urgent. It was electric, forbidden, addictive. In that steamy bathroom, time disappeared, morals blurred, and I lost myself when it was over. Josh stepped back, breathless and stunned. This can't happen again, he whispered. I nodded, but my heart was pounding for all the wrong reasons. Later that day, I stood in front of the mirror, touching my lips where his had just been. The guilt hadn't hit me yet. All I felt was a wild rush. I couldn't explain. I tried to focus on my board meetings, but I couldn't stop thinking about him. His scent, his skin, his voice. I knew it was wrong, but I wanted him again. That morning was supposed to be a mistake, but soon I was the one. Chasing him again and again. He told me no. He begged me to stop, but I couldn't. I was already too deep. Have you ever wanted something so badly, even when you knew it was wrong? That's exactly where I found myself, caught between guilt and craving. After the bathroom, things changed. Josh avoided me. He barely spoke. He kept his distance at breakfast. He'd sit at the far end of the table. If I walked into a room, he'd walk out. But I couldn't stop watching him. I couldn't forget what we'd done. And worse, I didn't want to forget. One afternoon, I found him alone in the garden, watering the flowers. His dad asked him to take care of the summer sun lit his skin, and he looked so pure, sound touched by the world. My heart raced. Just looking at him, I walked over, trying to sound casual. Hey, I said softly. Need help with those? He didn't look at me. I'm fine, he said flatly. I stood there for a moment, unsure of what to say. Then I blurted, we should talk about what happened. He froze, his jaw clenched. I already told you it was a mistake, but it didn't feel like a mistake. I whispered, stepping closer. He turned to me, pain in his eyes. Lisa, you're my stepmom. This is wrong, Dad. He trusts you. That hurt because he was right. But I was already slipping, already craving a taste of that forbidden thrill again that night. I knocked on his door. He opened it. Just a crack. What do you want? He whispered. I miss talking to you. I said. His eyes searched mine. There was hesitation, longing. I can't. He said, I don't want to hurt my dad. Then he shut the door. I tried everything to distract myself. Work, gym, long drives. But every quiet moment his face returned the way he kissed me, the sound of his voice in the shower, the warmth of his skin pressed against mine. I had everything: power, money, success. But suddenly nothing else mattered. I just wanted him. A week later. Second encounter. Late one evening, I saw him in the kitchen, shirtless, sweaty. He had just finished a run. I couldn't resist teasing him. I see. You've been working out. I smiled. He tried to ignore me, but I saw it, the flicker in his eyes. The tension between us was back. I walked closer slowly, carefully. I haven't stopped thinking about you, I whispered. Lisa? Please don't. He said, his voice low. This is dangerous, I know, I said, placing my hand on his chest, but I feel alive when I'm with you. And just like before, he gave in. The next morning, he left early. No note, no message, just silence. Hours later, I heard him talking to his father downstairs. My heart stopped. I crept to the top of the stairs and I heard words that made my knees go weak. Dad, I need to tell you something about Lisa. He warned me. He said no. But I didn't listen, and now he's telling my husband everything. Should he have kept the secret, or was he right to speak up? Let me know what you would have done in the comments. I never thought he'd tell his father. But he did. And just like that, everything crashed. The moment I heard Josh say those words, Dad, I need to tell you something about Lisa. My chest tightened. I rushed back into my bedroom, heart racing. Did he actually confess, or was he bluffing? I couldn't sit still. My palms were sweaty. I paced the room like a prisoner waiting for her sentence. Minutes passed, then footsteps. My husband, Mark, walked in. He looked pale, like the life had been drained from him. Is it true? He asked softly. I didn't say a word. He stepped closer. Lisa, please tell me he's lying. I opened my mouth, but the truth was stuck in my throat. I remembered the beginning of our marriage, Mark, and I weren't always this distant. He was good to me, loyal, stable. He gave me the world, money, a beautiful home, a seat at the company board. But somewhere along the way, the love faded. He got busy. I got lonely, and Josh, he was young, curious, dangerous in the way temptation often is. Mark sat on the edge of the bed, shaking. I trusted you, he said barely, holding himself together. You were supposed to be a mother to him, not this. Tears spilled down my cheeks. I didn't plan for this, I whispered. It just happened, and it happened twice, he snapped. Twice. Silence filled the room. And then he stood. I want a divorce. We co-owned the company, but I held them. Majority shares after the divorce papers were filed. Everything changed. I became the highest paid executive in our firm, but the whispers in the boardroom never stopped. Everyone knew. They didn't say it out loud, but their eyes did. That was the punishment. I couldn't escape. I had power, I had status, but peace that was gone. At night, I'd lie in bed, haunted by what I lost. Mark, Josh, respect. People envied me from the outside, but inside, I was falling apart. One rainy evening, weeks after the divorce, my phone buzzed. It was a number I hadn't saved, but I knew who it was. Josh? I hesitated, and then I answered. His voice was calm. Can we talk? He was the one who ruined everything. Yet my heart still raced when I saw his name. I stared at the screen. His name lit up like a ghost from my past. Josh, I hadn't heard from him since the day he told his fathers, since the day I lost my marriage, since the day my world turned upside down. It should have ignored the call, but my fingers had a mind of their own. Hello, my voice was shaky, barely above a whisper. He sounded older, more serious. I just needed to talk in person. We agreed to meet in a quiet restaurant. Outside town, I arrived early. Sat by the window. The rain tapped gently on the glass, echoing the storm inside me. Then he walked in, still the same piercing, eyes still, the same calm swagger that once made me weak. But something was different. He wasn't that boy from the bathroom anymore. He looked like a man carrying guilt. Just like me. I didn't mean to ruin your life, he said. I scoffed gently. Well, you did. I was scared-headed, guilty. I didn't know how to handle what we did. I looked down my heart, pounded. So why are you here now? He paused because I haven't stopped thinking about you. His words hit harder than I expected. How could I still feel something for the boy who shattered everything, but there was something haunting in his eyes, something familiar, longing, regret, desire. He reached across the table, his fingers brushed mine softly, gently. I miss you, he said. I wanted to pull away. I should have, but I didn't. My breath caught my skin-tingled memories of that steamy, forbidden moment in the bathroom flooded back, but I whispered, we can't do this again. I know, he said, holding my gaze, but I had to see you that night. I didn't sleep. His words played on repeat in my head, his voice, his eyes, that gentle touch. I hated myself for still feeling something, but my heart didn't care. I had everything money could buy, but not the peace I needed. 2 nights. Later, a knock at my door. Late, unexpected, I opened it. Josh, soaked in rain, eyes burning with something I couldn't name. I shouldn't be here, he said. And yet he was. I had everything, money, power, success, but peace that left. The night I let him in again, I should have slammed it shut, but I didn't. Josh stood there, soaked from the rain, looking more like a lost boy than a man. He didn't say a word. He didn't need to. Have stepped aside and let the past walk back. We sat across from each other in my penthouse. The silence between us was heavy, almost too heavy to bear. I still dream about that day, he finally said. Closed my eyes. I did too. I'm not proud of what we did, I whispered. But you wanted it just like I did, he replied, his voice low, almost trembling. I lost my husband because of you. No, he corrected. Softly. You lost him because we crossed a line, and I told the truth. I nodded, paint misted inside me, but it wasn't all paint. Hair was still something, burning still, something alive. I thought I hated you, I confessed, but I missed you more. The room felt warmer, or maybe it was just us sitting closer than we should, breathing, heavier than we meant to. I touched his cheek just once, his lips met mine softly, at first like a question, then like a storm. We didn't speak, words weren't needed anymore. The past came rushing back, the bathroom, the temptation, the thrill. But now it was different. This wasn't a mistake. This was a choice. The morning after reality hits again. Sunlight poured in through the curtains. I turned over. The bed was empty. Note on the pillow. You'll always have my heart, but we can't keep destroying each other. Josh, it's been 8 months. I now own 60% of the company. My ex-husband and I built together. He sold his shares and moved far away. Josh, I haven't seen him since that rainy night. I have everything. The money, the power, the position. But at night my heart whispers his name and I wonder, did I really lose everything? Or just the one thing that ever made me feel alive? I was the highest paid executive in the city, but peace left the night. I followed temptation into that bathroom. What would you have done in my shoes? Would you have told the truth or kept the secret buried forever? Drop your thoughts in the comments if this story stirred your emotions. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.